Indeed.
Hey! Hmm?
Yeah!
I see.
Oh,
And again.
Indeed.
okay, guys. Let's do it! Be the best!
Hmm.
Hey, look at this! Wait!
Indeed.
Oh!
Come on, man.
Don't tell me.
Whoa!
Hey! This is... Oh.
Then again...
It looks familiar. Oh, Futaba's room! That's it!
Why ain't it opening?
It must be her cognition that no one can enter it.
I'm surprised that you made it this far. Beyond lies the Pharaoh's chamber.
So the treasure's still here?
Indeed. However, you need my permission to open this door.
Then open it for us!
I cannot. You must have her invite you in.
What the F? Ain't this your palace?
What's she mean, Mona? The shadow is Futaba, but not Futaba herself. In other words, we need the real Futaba's permission. So we need to have Futaba-chan open her room and let us in?
Considering that you made it all the way here, you may be able to do it.
Looks like we'll have to return to reality once. But I remember Boss saying that she won't let anyone in.
Right. She's a serious shut-in.
How will we convince her to allow us entry?
Standing around here won't help. We'll just have to give it a try. That's what she wants, after all.
I think that we should do it too, even if it means we have to force ourselves in.
Someone sure is stoked about this.
We have no choice but to sneak in again.
Joker, it's your call when we do this. Make sure you think of some excuses just in case Boss catches us.
We're counting on you, leader.
On that note, is everyone clear on what needs doing?
Oh, that reminds me. Give me the calling card, the one Alibaba sent us.
What are you going to do with it?
We're the Phantom Thieves, you know. We gotta announce this. If the treasure's there when we get the room open, given this tour will let us take it right away. Queen, help me think of what to write.
I suppose.
We got this covered. You decide on a good time we barge into a room. That's all you.
Yes!
Okay.
Where have you been? Been searching all along, confessing while alone without a clue, without a sign, without grasping, afraid for you.
Hey, May I get a word in? Yes. Okay. Oh. What is the matter? Let's go. It seems I've become too passionate. I'm glad you were here. You have my thanks. You're like Theo. I worry that you may not get what I mean. It was a figure of speech. I was referring to Van Gogh's brother, Theo. Van Gogh did not achieve fame in his lifetime, but found an admirer and supporter in his brother. Well, there aren't many who are willing to deal with my eccentricity. By the way, what's in your hand? A card? Whenever I see blank paper, I have the urge to draw something on it. May I? Impossible. Good. What? A satisfactory result. Well, what do you think? Not bad, wouldn't you say? Soon enough, my slump will be a thing of... My picture turned into a real skill card? Indeed. Would you mind helping me further? If I can overcome this slump, I should be able to aid our group like earlier. Perhaps even more so. I know. Why don't we act as the thieves we are and strike a deal? Great. I promise your returns will be well worth your cooperation.
Multiple cards were discovered among your belongings, replicas of the same design. I don't have a clue how these cards were used, but someone proficient in the arts was close to you. What were you having this person do?
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast acquired a new vow. It It shall become the wings of rebellion that breaketh thy chains of captivity. With the birth of the Emperor persona, I have obtained the winds of blessing that shall lead to freedom and new power.
All right.
We've done enough for today. I've completed a rough sketch. I'll finish this back at the dorm. I'll contact you once it's done. I'll see you later.
Where have you been? Been searching all along, confessing while alone and on, without the clue, without a sign, without.
It came out of nowhere.
I'm a sharpshooter. What else should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing.
Jeez. What? I'll see you later then.
Hey.
Yo. Yo.
Now then.
Oh.
That aside, oh?
Hmm?
Yeah.
Hmm? Uh, We're sorry for sneaking in so many times, boss. There's no mistaking it. This is the same door as in the palace. Hello, Futaba? You're there, aren't you? Please, answer us. I doubt she'd answer.
Alibaba, we know you're there. It doesn't matter if it's through chat messaging, just answer us. In order to steal your heart, we need you to open this door. We can't change your heart otherwise. Please let us in. The other you within your heart told us to have you open it. Deep down, you want to open this door, don't you? Right. We're trying to uphold our promise, but you're the one resisting us. 10 seconds.
Fine, but if Boss comes home, we'll kick down the door and enter if we must. Time's up, Alibaba. We need to change her cognition. Better to be completely safe than sorry.
So she has to be the one to invite us in.
Futaba, please open the door.
All right, let's go in.
What is this?
Medical science, information technology, biology, psychology. These are all technical books.
She keeps herself cooped up in a room like this all the time?
Where's Futaba?
Where could she be hiding?
The closet?
She'll shut herself into the bitter end,
Even if that door's opened up, we'll get stopped again inside. I bet a fence or something formed right in front of the treasure now.
This makes no sense. Explain yourselves.
Whoa, she talked.
We needed to change your cognition. Unless we do so, we can't steal your heart.
I highly doubt she would understand it, even if we explained it to her.
So basically, my cognition is being a hindrance, keeping you away from the core of my cognitive world?
Huh? She understood it?
Well, why do you know about that? Who are you?
Why'd you call yourself Alibaba and make things more complicated? If you wanted help, you could have just asked for it.
Because I was embarrassed.
Huh? Oh, my bad. I didn't catch that.
Because I was embarrassed.
I think I get it. Asking someone for help isn't that easy.
Futaba, can you tell us more? How do you know about the cognitive world?
Because I knew about it.
Oh, that reminds me. Boss was talking about cognition or something before, right?
You think this is related to how he was getting grilled by that one lady?
Perhaps her mother was researching this cognitive science that was mentioned?
Cognitive science with a PSI in front. Less science, more supernatural. That's important.
Well, that certainly got her attention. It seems we're on the right track.
So, cognitive science. Futaba, what was your mother working on? Please tell us. What happened?
She's not answering.
Shouldn't we do this later? She seems to have gone through some shit in the past.
True. She did say things like, die.
Hold on. Futaba-chan, did you really kill your mother?
Whoa, you moron!
Wasn't her death an accident? What actually happened? Maternity neurosis? Is that really true?
On.
We saw what your heart is like, but we still can't figure anything out. The mother that Boss told us about is completely different from your cognition. We want to hear the truth from your mouth.
My mom was... The one who killed her was...
It's possible that she can't remember because her heart has become distorted.
I'm so sorry, Futaba-chan. A lot happened, so... I'm sorry.
There! Now steal it!
What's gotten into you all of a sudden?
Come on! Hurry it up! We did come to steal your heart, but it's not really done right here at this moment. All you really had to do was open that closet door. I'm sorry we made you jump to conclusions. You don't have to be like that.
I see.
She went back in!
What's the meaning of this? Did you guys trick me?
No, please listen. There's a reason we had to do this. She's aware of the cognitive world, but it seems she doesn't understand how a change of heart occurs. Futaba, how much do you know about the cognitive world?
I know that there's another world based on cognition, but I don't know how to get there. Can you guys go there? You said you saw my heart earlier.
Yes, that's right.
How do you do it?
We use a smartphone app.
An app?
Yes. By entering the required information, we can go to the cognitive world.
A name, a place, and a distortion. Those three. So in this case, Futaba Sakura, Sojiro Sakura's house, and...
Futaba, you don't happen to have this app, do you?
I don't.
Thank goodness. Okay then.
Can you take me with you too?
Why are you even asking? Of course she can't come with us.
I'll leave it to you then.
Good. And you better not forget about our promise, all right? Oh yeah, almost forgot. The treasure's not gonna appear if we don't have her read this.
A calling card?
It's the one you prepared. Read it.
I can't read it. It's too dark.
You could just come out.
It's embarrassing.
What?
I'll make sure she reads it, so you guys go on ahead. Futaba, make sure you read it, okay?
Okay.
Let's see. Futaba Sakura has committed a great sin of drowning in sloth. Thus, we will rob every last bit of those distorted desires.
No. I'm going to die.
Good.
Kitty, you again? Hey,
Yeah!
Nice! Incredible. This way! Finish him!
And the curtain falls.
Joker. Yes!
If I use this, I can change my heart? Vocal input. Futaba Sakura? Sojiro Sakura's house. And then something about distortion. Distortion. Not again.
You killed her!
You're a blade! Murderer!
It's all your fault!
You're the one who killed her! Don't come near me! It's your fault!
Murderer!
No! That's right. I remember now. Back when they were here, I messaged Tomb in the chat and...
Input accepted. Searching for route to destination.
I can go in now? No!
You're a blade! You're the one who killed
It's all
her!
your fault!
Don't come near me! It's your fault!
I can't take this anymore!
Beginning navigation.
Hell, this ain't what I was imagining.
Were you expecting a mountain of treasure or something of that sort?
There is that over there.
That's it?
The treasure must be inside.
All right, let's take it.
Be careful.
Treasure!
There's something here.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Is it a shadow? No! Then...
It's not Futaba.
Don't tell me.
This is insane!
If it's not a shadow, then what is it?
It's a cognition! A monster that Futaba's cognition created!
How can that be?
Hey, look out! Here it comes!
Do not approach the Pharaoh's tomb. Misfortune will fall upon you.
Oh, look at it fly about! We can't reach it like this! We've got no other option. Let's take it down with our guns and skills. Oh, this isn't good. I can't tell at all when it's gonna attack.
You can't tell? That's not helping! You have to tell us, Mona!
I can't help it! There are some things that even I can't do!
So this is inside my heart. I didn't think it'd be like this. Huh? Do you remember? This is the suicide note. The men in black suits read it right after Mom died. That's correct. Look at the next one. This is... when Mom jumped in front of that car. That's right. Now the next. No. Don't run. I thought you made your mind up after you talked to the Phantom Thieves. Okay. I'll look. It's me complaining. Mom scolded me for bothering her. Yes. I knew it. It was me who killed Mom. I was a bad daughter. I weighed her down and she hated me for it. It's just like I remember. Are you sure? Huh? Remember everything.
Don't avert your eyes. When did this happen?
Just a little before Mom died, I whined about wanting to go on a family trip. But she scolded me and said no.
Was that all she said?
Mom said, "I'm too busy right now. I need to finish my cognitive research as soon as possible."
And what did you do?
I threw a tantrum. Told her she thought her research was more important than I was. That's when she scolded me.
What did she say afterwards? There was more.
Did she say, "My research is almost over. Once it's finished, we can go wherever you like." I'm sorry I've left you alone for so long, Futaba. Please try to understand, though. This research is really important. I need to complete it. Even if it costs me my life.
Did she hate you?
She didn't? What? She smiled. My head, it hurts! Which is true!
Your memories.
Huh? It's calling me?
The hell? We ain't doing shit to it!
Huh? Futaba? You came into your cognitive world?
Mm-hmm.
The person themselves coming into their own palace? If that happens...
That's...
You killed her!
No!
Why don't you say something?
It's your fault!
It's my fault. It's my fault that Mom...
That's right. You killed me.
Wait, is that monster her mother?
Futaba's desires and guilt must have distorted her cognition of her. The wish that her mother was alive again is mixed in as well, along with those eerie jeers.
You are nothing but a demon who stood in my way. I wish you had never been born. That way I could have announced my results without having to waste my time on you. I poured my heart and soul into that research. It would have been the discovery of the century.
What does she mean by that? Could she be talking about cognitive science?
You're going to die. There is no meaning to your life. No one needs you.
Nobody cares about me.
I should never have had Futaba. She was always such a bother. It seems you caused your mother a great deal of trouble, Futaba-chan. She must have had some kind of maternity neurosis.
Hey, we're gonna be in deep shit if this keeps up!
So, because she thinks she killed her mother, and because she thinks she deserves to die, Futaba gave birth to a palace where her mother wants her dead?
Futaba-chan, look! There's no way that monster is your mother! It's just an illusion you created!
But... She never abused you, did she? Boss told us! He said she did her best to raise you alone!
Isn't this a false memory that's been imprinted upon you?
A false memory?
Ugh!
You made your mother destroy all her research, Futaba-chan. She had worked so hard on this well. She lost her mind, and it's all because of you.
It's your fault! It's her shadow!
Futaba Sakura, remember! You're the reason she committed suicide. You were just getting in the way of her research. Why did you think it was suicide? Because of the note. Exactly. The men in black suits read her suicide note to you. And what was written on it? All of her complaints about me. Yes. The shock and the pain led you to avert your eyes. But they kept reading it aloud in front of your relatives. Think hard. Was that suicide note real? Would the mother you loved so much truly have written that? Did she ever say such horrible things to you?
No! She scolded me whenever I had tantrums, but she cared for me.
Then what about the suicide note?
A total lie!
You were used. They forged her suicide note and laid the blame of her death upon you. They trampled all over your young heart. Get mad. Don't forgive those rotten adults!
It's because I couldn't face myself, or Mom's death. Even then, why did they have to yell at me like that? Futaba-chan?
What denies you is an illusion. A curse put upon you by the Heartless. You knew from the very beginning. And yet, you cowered in fear.
Oh, that's right. I knew, but I...
It's all your fault. This time you'll be the one to die.
Will you die as you were told? Who will you obey? Cursed words spat out by a seething illusion? Or the truth within your own soul?
It's your fault. It's all your fault.
I won't let those distorted lies deceive me anymore. And I won't be led astray by others' voices either. I'm going to trust my own eyes and my own heart to distinguish the truth from the lies. There's no way you're my mom! You're just a fake created by those horrid adults! I'll never forgive them! What is that? Huh? Whoa!
Contract. I am thou. Thou art I. The forbidden wisdom has been revealed. No mysteries. No illusions shall deceive you any longer.
Futaba! I'm okay! Look at that! Please, help me! That's gotta go! This is my heart's world, right? Hacking into my distortion should be no problem for me. A ballista? Shoot it down with this, then beat the crap out of it!
Ah, I get it now. Let's go!
Let's bring that thing down. I'll shoot it.
You want me to fire it, right? I can shoot it down. You want me to fire it, right? Roger, run toward the ballista! Change direction! Aim the tip at her!
Just vertical alignment. All right, fire! No matter what you say to me, I will live! Fire! Futaba!
Damn, you're freaking incredible!
Whoa, what in the world? Ooh, it's totally skin tight.
Another thing showed up?
Mom?
Huh?
Futaba, thank you for choosing to remember the real me.
I'm sorry for being so selfish. Mom!
Don't come over here. This isn't where you're supposed to be, is it?
But I finally got to see you again.
Are you being selfish again?
I love you, Mom.
I love you too, Futaba. Now, you should get going.
Oh, right. Medjed.
Where are you going?
Home. I know how to use the nav now.
Oh, right. She left.
That girl marches to the beat of her own drum, doesn't she?
Like you're one to talk.
But if we have her on our side... Wait, what about her treasure?
Oh yeah, we almost forgot.
It's empty?
What's going on? Wasn't it supposed to be here?
Futaba herself was the treasure. And she's gone, so of course it's empty. Shoot. This is bad.
What's the matter?
Not only did the real person come into her own palace, she awakened to a persona while she was here. This place could collapse any second now. We've accomplished our mission if her palace is crumbling. We should hurry back to reality.
That would be wise.
It's catching up to us! Running here's a bitch!
Mona, turn into a car already! I know!
Hey, you guys still alive?
I thought I was gonna die and... hey! Will you let go already? Sorry!
Not again.
What was that sound? Hmm? What are you guys doing out here?
Oh,
Reminds me, where's Futaba?
What about Futaba?
Oh, yes. We came all this way, so how about we enjoy some coffee? Oh, that's a great idea!
That's fine, but...
I'm not thirsty, though.
Oh, I almost forgot. I have some business to take care of, so you guys go on ahead. Okay. Gotcha. Let's go see Futaba. Futaba? Can you hear me? Please say something! Please! Could this be our fault? Is it because we defeated her monstrous mother? No. That was nothing more than a cognitive being created in her mind. Destroying it wouldn't cause memory loss or put a physical burden on her. What should we do? Hey, don't you know a doctor? You do. Can you contact them?
A house call is going to cost you, you know.
How much will it be?
That was a joke.
So, how is her condition?
Her pulse, breathing, temperature, and blood pressure are all normal. No ocular abnormalities either. I'm not sure why, but it seems this girl is in some kind of light stupor. Furthermore, she lacks muscle for her age. I doubt she has much stamina either.
I see. The rebound from her awakening was too strong. There may have been too many abnormal circumstances. We simply cannot keep quiet about this. We should let Boss know. Wouldn't he figure out our identities? Still, we should tell him, shouldn't we? I think that would be best. Letting him know is really the only option we have. I guess it can't be helped now. Just keep the circumstances that led up to this a secret, okay?
Hey, Futaba? Hey! Oh dear.
About Futaba.
Well, why do you guys look so down?
Futaba-chan's condition.
What, this? It happens every so often.
Huh?
She must have used up all her energy. It's like she ran out of batteries. I think it happens because she doesn't get enough exercise.
What?
She stays like this for a few days whenever this happens. I'll make sure she gets plenty of rest. Here, keep an eye on her. I'm gonna go close the store.
It's hard to describe how I feel right now.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty frustrated.
I'm glad she's okay. But what are we gonna do about Medjed?
She's up!
Medjed. Tired. Gonna sleep for a bit.
She fell asleep again?
Futaba-chan! For a bit? How much is she planning on sleeping? We probably shouldn't wake her up either.
What to do?
It's too late for us to find another hacker. All we can do is wait for her to wake up.
Now, on to the Phantom Thieves.
I see.
Where have you been searching all along, confessing twilight on and on, without a clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked: where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter at Ghost Masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you to draw.
Well,
You try to cut ties with me, and you come back for more? I'll kill you!
Boss! No! That bastard shot him! Boss!
All right.
you're right. Do you think? Thank you. Hey! Actually... Hmm?
That's...
Actually... That reminds me. Thank you very much.
All right.
Hey. I'll see you later.
Been searching all along, confessing while alone and on, without a clue, without a sign, without grasping it.
I see. Yes. You're right. Hmm. Hmm? Hmm. What? Thank you.
All right.
I shall ask you again another time.
Hey.
Hi. I feel as though I could melt. I should have known.
All right.
You have my thanks. Now then. What did you say? Oh. Is this... Let us part ways here.
Well...
What will you do? Yes. Then...
Yo. Yeah. Yep. All right. uh... For real? Whoa. Man. See ya. Hi. Yo. No, no. Wait. Oh. Thanks.
Sorry.
It was him. He stole the silverware. He even stole the candlesticks. Thief, confess your crime. Oh, is there no God in this world?
All right.
Indeed. I'm in your debt.
You're back.
Where have you been? Been searching all along. Ask, where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter at Ghost Masquerade.
Let's go, let's go! Thanks a bunch. Hey!
Is that so? Oh.
I see. Let's get back.
Actually... Huh. Well... Actually... Thank you.
All right.
All right then.
Hmm. So that's what you mean. Hmm.
All right.
Hmm. What to do? Please hear me out. Hmm. Indeed. To tell the truth, thank you.
All right.
See you.
Confessing while I know without a clue, without a sign, without grasping it, the real question to be asked.
Hey, hey! What? Yes? Can I help you? Huh? You don't necessarily have to learn from me, you know. There are other options, such as playing online. Sorry, I just can't. Well then. So, you like shogi? Like me? You're a bit strange, but thank you. Okay, just a quick game then. 20 seconds per move, if that's all right with you. I'll start. So this is your skill level, huh? The dragon which governs the blue sky has fallen into my hands. How do you intend to survive this? Check. It's checkmate no matter how you look at it. Please concede. To concede is an act of admitting that you have lost with grace. If you aspire to become a shogi player, I recommend that you take your study of the game to heart. Thank you for playing. Well then, that will be all for today. If it's all right with you, may I request another match sometime? I feel a gambler's spirit emanating from you. Which is strange, since your style of play is that of a complete novice. Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. However, I will instruct you under one condition. You become my playing partner so that I can research new moves. Is that agreeable? That's precious. Well then, it's a deal. I'll teach you how to play, and you'll assist me with my new moves.
I think that quite advanced strategies are necessary to succeed at that many criminal acts. And yours weren't by the wit of an amateur. You had a professional who regularly deals with such tactics. You have an idea on who that is, don't you?
I am thou. Thou art I. Thou hast acquired a new vow. It shall become the wings of rebellion that breaketh thy chains of captivity. With the birth of the star persona, I have obtained the winds of blessing that shall lead to freedom and new power.
All right.
Okay, let's end here for today. I shall see you again if the fates allow.
All right.
Yes. Agreed.
All right.
What to do? Indeed. Wow. What did you say? could this be? Agreed. Okay.
All right.
Let us return home.
Excuse me. Oh. Um... I see. Yes. Shall we return home?
are vibing. I'm a sharpshooter at Ghost Masquerade, hiding both face and mind, afraid for you to drown.
All right.
Well, actually...
Thank you. Hey. Yes. How could this be? I see.
All right.
Let us return home. See you.
Isn't today our deadline for dealing with Medjed? Futaba's still asleep too. This won't be good.
Hey. Same as always. Today's the day Wakaba passed. I do this every year. Here, I've got a cup for you too. Futaba reminds me so much of her mother. She's a smart girl. Doesn't just go with the flow either. Wakaba, your work and your kid were so fulfilling for you. Why'd you have to die so suddenly? That reminds me. You saw me talking to that prosecutor, and I mean, that woman in the suit, right? I remember you were real bothered by it. She might come back, so I guess I should tell you about it. That woman was trying to get information on Wakaba's research out of me.
That's what we heard in the palace.
You don't need to know what the research was about. Just know there was some trouble around it. Obviously, Wakaba got dragged into that as well. Now, they ruled her death as suicide. But I've got my doubts.
Doubts? Could she have been killed?
Supposedly, there were people who wanted to take her research and use it for their own benefit. Don't get me wrong, though. I don't have a lick of evidence. That's why I haven't told Futaba any of this. I don't want to cause her any more trouble.
It sounded like she had suspicions of her own based on what she said in the palace.
Still, there's one thing I regret. It was right before Wakaba died. She told me, I think I might die. I brushed it off thinking it was just a joke. But if I had just taken her seriously... That's another reason I took Futaba in. Redemption. She went through such horrible things. Those heartless adults just yelled at the poor girl. Hey, how do you heal emotional scars? Of course, sorry. Futaba?
It's cold.
Huh?
You can't sell this.
Never mind that, but how did you get here?
I walked.
You're okay?
Was that bad?
That's not it. I'm just shocked to see you out of the house.
I'm sorry I worried you.
It's all right.
By the way, what's the date today?
It's the 21st.
I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Oh, that's it. Let's take care of it now. Come. It's my turn to help out. Medjed. Now how do we cook them? Roger that.
Hey, Futaba. We don't have much time left. Are you sure you could do this?
The kitty talked? Is this a dream? I'm going back to sleep.
It is not a dream! Get up! Say something!
Right.
Now hurry it up!
I guess it doesn't matter. Let's get cracking.
You're just tapping away over there. Are you sure this will work? Hey, Futaba! I don't think she can hear me. Talk about intense concentration. This place is so messy. I'm surprised she could focus at all. Futaba, you should really clean your room a bit. Huh. She's not listening. Oh well. Just waiting around is boring. Let's clean the place up. Whew. It looks a little better now, don't you think? Well, Futaba, we're done on our end. Are you finished yet? She can't hear a word I'm saying. Guess we'll just have to keep waiting. I'm done! What's up? Something happened?
It's finished.
Finished? What is?
It's so clean. Why?
We cleaned it. Anyway, is it true? Did you really take care of Medjed?
I handled them, and someone else handled my room. I don't understand, but this is good.
Futaba? Hey, Futaba, what's wrong? She's sleeping. Well, it looks like it's been taken care of. I guess we should get home and sleep too.
All along, I'm facing twilight alone without the
So you're finally up, huh? Don't slack off just because you're on summer vacation.
Yo, you look tired.
We've made ourselves at home.
Late last night, it was discovered that someone has tampered with the hacker group Medjed's website. The site's main page now displays what is thought to be the mark belonging to the Phantom Thieves. More so, the personal information of a Japanese man, a possible Medjed member, was illegally publicized.
Aren't these the guys people have been up in arms about?
Medjed has yet to issue an official reply. Furthermore, their previously announced cleanse of Japan has remained unimplemented for now. Some speculate that they have taken this series of events seriously and ultimately canceled their plan.
Yes!
What are you all smirking about? Well, stop it. You're gonna drive away all my customers.
After the commercial break, we will be asking guests from various fields about this turn of events.
But there ain't any customers.
Can it? My customers are on summer vacation too.
Oh crap, I just realized our break's almost over.
There are still 10 days left.
I want to go somewhere, but we can't just leave Futaba-chan alone.
Some things still concern me too. Like that research.
Oh, did you just get up?
Good morning.
It seems she's cautious of us.
Hey,
Why don't we go upstairs? If any customers come, she'll be even more afraid.
Why don't you go with him, Futaba? Have fun. It's about time my regulars show up anyway, so I don't want you guys loitering around my store.
The fact that there were no damages due to the hacker's actions is but an afterthought. The issue I want to make clear is the attitude of the police, and more importantly, the government.
What do you mean?
Are they doing their best to find an effective countermeasure against these phantom thieves? Is it not the government's duty to create a society where its citizens can live without worry? Unfortunately, the current cabinet is powerless. As such, they should be disbanded. I believe now is the time for me to risk my political career in hope of making a new reality. A new political system that goes beyond parties or factions. An ideal country of peace and order.
This politician seems quite promising.
I have to agree. I hope he can work to ease the anxieties of the elderly.
What do you think, boss?
Oh, sorry. I wasn't listening.
So the Phantom Thieves only stole the heart of Futaba Sakura? And Mejid was in turn defeated by her real-world hacking abilities? This does correlate to the facts as we know them. If he's telling the truth, then Wakaba Ishiki didn't commit suicide. Did a third party target her life with the goal of destroying her research? Wakaba's death was 2 years ago. That also coincides with when the incident started occurring. Does this other metaverse user that Madarame and Kaneshiro mentioned really exist? Earlier, I briefly mentioned about those psychotic breakdown incidents that have alarmed the public. All of a sudden, people will lose consciousness or become violent. A situation as incomprehensible as that can't be explained away as troubled social conditions. I suspect that these cases are all connected to a larger, man-made plot. The method involved always muddled the explication, but your story has virtually confirmed its viability. Although I wouldn't have expected a new criminal to come to light from your testimony. What did your group think of this other metaverse user? How self-centered of you. The Phantom Thieves tamper with people's hearts without asking consent. How is that different? Well, no matter how you thought of them, there can be no doubting your resolve. Are those incidents because of you or someone else? Either way, I will get to the bottom of this.
All right.
Now, let's move on to your next crime. Kunikazu Okumura. You should know who he is, considering what happened. Your testimony regarding this incident will be serious. I'm sure you understand why. Answer my next question carefully. What did you do to this Okumura?
To think, the cognitive version of a person would transform into such a horrible monster and attack us. That means our enemies aren't limited to shadows.
I thought the other people were just victims, like the slaves at the castle or the walking ATMs.
Even though they seem to be alive, they're only part of the backdrop. The environment. In other words, the palace ruler determines the form and strength of their cognitions. I would have loved to ask Futaba's mother how far along she was with her research.
Research, huh? She was looking into that cognitive science stuff, yeah?
If we put together all the information we've gathered up to this point, abuse of cognitive science can lead to death, and it may even relate to the psychotic breakdown incidents. Considering the cognitive aspect, I sense a strong connection between it and the metaverse. On top of that, the research might have been stolen and used by someone else.
You mean those guys that showed Futaba-chan the fake suicide note?
If that is the case, those people are unforgivable.
Hey, Futaba, is there anything else you can remember? She is quite difficult.
That smell.
Come on, no fair!
Hey, can I snag a bite? Meanie.
Why don't we take a short break? I've been thinking, even if Futaba is a genius, could she really crush an international hacker organization that easily?
The one who taunted the Phantom Thieves was a guy in Japan. I knew the Medjed members in Japan weren't anything special, so I wasn't worried.
How do you know that?
Because I'm the founder.
What do you mean? Should we take that literally?
Yep, it was only me at first, back when I was referred to as the Hacker of Justice. But since I stayed anonymous, a bunch of guys from all over the world started using the name.
And those were the ones committing cybercrimes.
It was a hassle to expose all of them, so I just left them be.
So Futaba was the true Medjed, and we were freaking out over some weak-ass dipshits? You should have told us from the start, Futaba.
I discarded the Medjed name a while ago. I'm Alibaba now.
Futaba, what do you want to do now? Since you know our secret, we'd like you to join our team.
Okay. Just like that?
This may even ensure our investigation of mementos goes along smoothly. Well, I guess.
Well, Futaba's real amazing. She's gonna be a big help for us, huh?
Say, Futaba, how did you find out about us?
Secret.
Where did you learn to hack?
Private.
When did you obtain the nav?
I refuse to answer.
Futaba-chan sure is unique. Still, it'll be a problem if she doesn't open up to us some more.
At the very least, we need to be able to communicate normally with her.
What should we do?
How?
First, we'll need to help her open up to us. If we each spend an entire day with her, maybe she'll get more used to being around us.
I see. We do have the time thanks to summer vacation.
We can begin tomorrow.
Let's go to the beach! There'll be tons of people there. Plus, we got totally dried out in that desert.
That's a great idea! I forgot I hadn't gone to the beach yet.
Excuse me?
I'll come by tomorrow. See you then.
Let me help as well. I don't have anything planned.
Thanks. We can set a schedule with everyone else depending on when they're free.
Okay!
Can I really do this?
Why me?
Stress is the enemy of beauty, you know.
How can I stay calm about this?
I understand how you feel.
Thanks to the incident with those hackers, people are calling us incompetent. And on top of all that, the Phantom Thieves are claiming justice is on their side. Don't make me laugh.
Mejed was dealt with by either the Phantom Thieves themselves or some avid supporter. There are no tracks whatsoever, so they must be quite skilled. Either way, the general public recognizes the Phantom Thieves as the subjugating party.
They're gaining support and influence much faster than we could have anticipated.
It is indeed an abnormal situation. I'm beginning to suspect mass manipulation of some kind. It's even possible that a powerful person is behind them, plotting the psychotic breakdowns. If only I had realized sooner.
It's rare to hear you speak in that tone.
For the sake of my justice, I won't forgive them.
Our master would like a word with you. Stand up straight and listen closely, inmate.
It seems you freed the heart of a frenzied girl and saved her from her haunted past. Another step has been taken to rehabilitation. You are progressing quite nicely.
Our master bestows words of praise upon you. You'd better feel honored.
By the by, more curious information has found its way to your ears. A scientist's research. It seems that world may secretly be known after all. Furthermore, that very research has been stolen and is now used by those with malicious intent. I wonder how this will change the approach you take toward your rehabilitation. I believe I told you we would spare no expense in cooperating with you. Allow me to grant you a new power worthy of your current self. Though you have my aid, be sure not to let your guard down, otherwise you may get swept off your feet.
All right.
We shall meet again in the near future.
Time to go, inmate. Well then.
Oh? Okay.
No! Ugh.
I see.
Right, right! Man.
Where have you been? Been searching all along, confessing while alone and on, without a clue, without a sign. To be asked, where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter at Post Masquerade, hiding both face and mind, afraid for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter. What else should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing dawn.
Wow!
What's up?
Ah!
Hey! Come on. Hey. Ah!
How suspicious.
Hey!
Well,
Where have you been? Been searching all along, confessing while alone without a clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked. I'm a sharpshooter at Ghost Masquerade, hiding both faces.
Huh? Hey! Ha! Hey. Ah! Jeez.
I'm a sharpshooter at Ghost Masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you to draw.
Well then.
Hey.
Yep. Hey, wait! I'm sorry. Huh? What?
Incredible.
Ah!
Hmm?
Oh.
What?
Yo. I owe you one.
Been searching all along. Confession to be asked. Where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter at Ghost Masquerade, hiding both face and mind, free for you to draw.
Now then.
Hmm?
What?
Jeez.
Yep.
Have you been searching all along, been facing twilight alone, without a clue, without a sign, without grasping it? The real question to be asked: where have I been?
Okay.
Want anything, Futaba?
Orange juice, 100% natural.
That reminds me, you're going to the beach tomorrow, yeah? Go have fun and make up for the fireworks. Just try not to cut loose too much.
Fireworks?
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't know. He tried to go to a firework festival, but it got rained out. Not only did he get crushed in the crowd, but he came home looking like some kind of drowned rat.
Fireworks, huh?
Hello.
Oh, welcome.
Oh, you're...
Huh? You know each other? Wait, aren't you...
I'm Akechi.
Oh yeah, the one on TV and stuff. So what brings you here, Mr. Detective?
This place is more than I imagined it to be. The atmosphere is wonderful. No wonder Sai-san recommended it so strongly to me.
I already told her everything I know. There's nothing more I've got for you people.
Oh no, that's not my intention. I just came to enjoy some coffee.
Oh.
And she is? Oh, you must be Wakabayashi Ishiki's...
What'll it be?
I'll have whatever you recommend.
Coming right up.
Huh. It seems I'm unwelcome no matter where I go. Did I bother you? My apologies. Apparently, my mother was in a relationship with some lowlife of a man. She was swiftly discarded when he learned she was pregnant. That despair would lead to her death. Thanks to him, I was passed from foster home to foster home. But I do quite well by myself these days. Ah yes, Mejed. To think they'd be taken down by another hacker. I'm not sure whether Mejed was defeated by the Phantom Thieves themselves, or an avid supporter. You're Futaba-chan, right? Sai-san told me about you. Many kids your age seem to be fans of the Phantom Thieves. Do you like them too? What's the matter?
You're popular too, Ace Detective Akechi.
Thank you. Although I'd rather not be compared to people like the Phantom Thieves, if at all possible. This is delicious. You get to drink this coffee every day? I'm incredibly jealous. I would never have thought you'd be boarding at this cafe. We seem to share some kind of bond. Thank you. I believe that fate brings people together. It's strange, but talking to you is thought-provoking. Well, I think I found my go-to cafe.
All right.
Wanna light fireworks? Can we? I bought some. I went by myself. I just ran into Mona on the way back. I'll go get Sojiro.
I was worried, so I decided to follow her. She was able to buy everything on her own, though. If she can do that, she should be good to go. Plus, she did a great job dodging that ace detective.
Sojiro, hurry, hurry! We're gonna have a firework festival!
Oh, hold on, Futaba. I haven't even put out my cigarette yet.
Come on! Don't get the smoke on me!
Super double move! Whee!
Will you listen to...
Hey, the cat doesn't like the smoke. Keep the flames away from him.
Dang! I made a huge one! Sojiro, look! Look!
Right. Just be careful, okay? Memories of summer, huh?
Okie dokie. I'm gonna do 10 now! No, no!
A weekly magazine reported that Kuromoto was the real culprit in the fund's misappropriation case. Old man Kuromoto will likely be forced to retire from the political world. The police can't do anything because it was 20 years ago, but he has a moral obligation. I hear his grandson Benzo resigned from the party as well. It could be due to Matsushida's influence, or perhaps it's just the party's way of atoning. Now it's all up to me and my abilities.
When's your speech gonna start, Tyranosuke? We can't wait!
To think that people would be excited to hear me speak. The article mentioned I didn't want the real culprit to be named, even though I knew who it was. Apparently, people admire me for having quietly accepted a false charge for 20 years. I didn't intend for any of this to happen, though. I appreciate that someone like you, who's been watching me so closely, would say such a thing. I've struggled for the past 20 years, but I can put that all behind me after the election. Oh, look at the time. I should get started. Today will be the last day I'll request help from you. A member of the Phantom Thieves. I don't intend to meddle. Everything I've told you has been based on assumptions. But if you're still willing to listen, then I think you should focus on your work. Because the time is now. I can't think of anything else to teach you. You are now an expert on giving speeches. I taught you all I know about the art of public speaking in return for you supporting a guy like me. And over time, you became someone who shared my beliefs. Thanks to you, I was able to overcome my crisis these last few months. I will strive for the royal road of politics, thinking of you as you walk down your own path. But if you ever find yourself in harm's way on your journey, I will be there to help you. We'll be comrades who reform the world together.
I am thou, thou art I. Thou hast turned a vow into a blood oath. Thy bond shall become the wings of rebellion and break the yoke of thy heart. Thou hast awakened to the ultimate secret of the sun, granting thee infinite power.
All right. All right. I'm sure you will accomplish everything you set out to do. Thank you for everything. All right, it's time to begin.
Yoshida's speech is about to start.
I cut my date short so I could watch this, you know?
Does anyone out there have something they aspire to do? I met a certain young man. Through a method that differs from mine, he was trying to reform the world. As you know, that is a very large mountain to cross. Unfortunately, I am unable to travel the same path as him. However, I will not say goodbye, because we will surely meet at the peak. He is desperately doing what he aspires to do. So I encourage you all, please find what it is that you aspire to do. And I will support you, because that is what I aspire to do.
Way to go, Tyrannosuke!
I believe in you!
All right.
Futaba will be in your care today. Make sure you don't let any dudes try to hit on her. Good. As long as you understand. I'll be counting on you.
Hey, can we go already?
Are you sure you'll be all right?
It's just a day trip. Don't underestimate me.
Right. Sorry. Guess I just have to let it go. Have fun, but be careful, you two.
Oh, man, it's packed.
Sorry for the wait.
Hmm?
Got a better opinion of me now? What? Cat got your tongue? Come on.
Are we messing around?
What?
This is perfect!
There's nothing perfect about that. Stay still for a second. You'll be just fine.
Oh, it's so hot.
There's a lot of people here. Are you okay, Futaba? I'm fine. You guys are here.
It's almost lunchtime. No! The squid's staring at me!
It's cooked, so don't worry. Would you even eat squid if I'm not around?
Why don't we eat lunch too?
I'll go get some stuff for us then.
You're eating that even here?
My staple food.
This should be a familiar flavor. Yet how does it taste so good?
What's up, Makoto? You ain't eating much. Not feeling well or something?
You just don't get it, do you, Ryuji? When a girl's in a swimsuit, she wants to look as slim as possible. Still, you're worrying too much. Did you make sure to eat breakfast?
Mona lacks tact.
So, what do we do now? Should we play some beach volleyball?
Oh, sorry. Us girls already made plans to ride a banana boat.
We could only rent a 3-person one. Sorry.
Wait, then what about us?
Keep an eye on our stuff.
Hell no! Why you gotta treat us like that? We're celebrities making headlines. You should treat us better.
I do think they're not bad in the metaverse, but in reality... Strange, isn't it?
They can steal treasures, but they don't seem like they can steal a girl's heart at all.
But, Lady Ann... Can we get to the banana boat already?
Oh, sorry. We'll go now.
We'll switch when we're done. Keep an eye on our stuff for us. Banana! Banana! Ah, the sand's wet! It's dangerous if you run around like that. Here comes
Damn it. You don't get how amazing we are. We risk our lives being phantom thieves. There's no way we're the same as other guys around here. Shouldn't we be having more good times in reality too? Right? Don't you agree, Yusuke?
Well, if you put it that way, you may be right.
An and the others don't get it because they're always around us.
Hey, how do we get Lady Ann to notice how amazing we are as phantom thieves?
Well, you gotta steal you know what. An made fun of us and all. Let's show her what we're really made of.
I see. I just need to prove my skills in reality as well.
Let's steal all the hearts with the skills we've honed as phantom thieves. I'm sure girls will be all over us considering the vibes we give off.
Very well, let's do this. Pulling off our work in reality doesn't sound bad.
It's settled then. So, Mona, you're in charge of watching over our stuff, okay?
Huh?
All right, let's hurry up and go.
Hey, what the hell? Get back here! Don't leave me behind!
Come on, man.
Oh. No. Hey. Get him!
Wait.
Yes.
I'm very sorry. Thank you very much. Huh? What?
What?
We should probably start heading home.
Agreed. Let's pack up.
Futaba seemed fine in the crowd, too. So it looks like she's overcome her last exercise.
Hey, Futaba! We're going home! Stop standing around and help us!
You know, all this time, I thought that it was my fault that my mom died.
Uh-huh.
It's because everyone said that I killed her. Everyone looked at me thinking I was a murderer. I ended up hating this world. That's why I shut myself in and covered my ears. I wished my mom would come back to life. Sometimes I'd wake up and think it was all a dream. But nothing had changed in the world. That's why I'd sleep again. It'd be a repeat of that. I loved my mom. I wanted to become like her. How she'd work late into the night. How she'd wake up early and make me a boxed lunch every day. How she'd do her best to further her research. How she'd scold me for peeking at her notes.
It was cognitive science, wasn't it?
The cognitive world can become distorted through desires. If it becomes distorted, a person begins exhibiting problematic behavior in reality. That cognitive world disappears when you remove its core, and further problematic actions stop.
Isn't that about palaces?
That's the metaverse. She knew about that?
It made no sense back then. But now I understand after it actually happened to me. All I thought about was my mom. I was trapped in a cognitive labyrinth. I couldn't get out of it. There was nothing I could do by myself.
That's why you asked us to steal your heart? That's a huge jump in logic in so many ways.
At first, I didn't believe the rumors about the Phantom Thieves, that they steal hearts. But I overheard you accidentally. I learned that you were near me.
Overheard? Ah, the bug. So why were you listening in on LeBlanc in the first place?
I had to keep an eye on Sojiro, make sure he was actually working.
Talk about an awful hobby.
You talked about stealing hearts. When I heard that, I was so happy I jumped up and down. I thought maybe the Phantom Thieves could cure my heart.
You could have just told us from the start.
You might have been wary of me if I asked out of nowhere. And besides, you could have been bad guys. That's why I cautiously got in contact with you. I checked many times to see how you'd react.
Yes. You had us twisted around your little finger.
But Futaba, you didn't talk to anyone besides Boss for a long time, right? You must have needed a lot of courage to contact the Phantom Thieves.
There were two reasons for it. One was Medjed's taunt. The Phantom Thieves were so pitiful it frustrated me. I would have been in trouble if they got disbanded too.
Indeed. You were our only hope.
The other was what I heard through wiretapping LeBlanc. Sojiro was being blamed with lies, like abusing me. He was being threatened to spill everything about my mom.
Talk about making shit up.
It made me sad, and it hurt. I thought, I have to save Sojiro. I gotta do something.
So that's why.
That the Phantom Thieves. I didn't think you guys would be taking such risks for me. I didn't think you'd worry about me so much. I'm sorry that I acted like I doubted you guys.
Do you believe in us now?
Yeah, I can tell. You aren't bad guys. That's why I have a request. Let me join your team.
There's nothing to join. You're already one of us.
I'll be honest. Changing people's hearts isn't my goal. I want to learn what happened to my mom. The reason why she was killed.
Killed?
It was written in her notes. Should the self in the cognitive world die, the self in the real world would lose consciousness.
Is this about mental shutdowns?
Then the criminal that Kaneshiro mentioned.
Yes. That could be the case. I don't like pursuing this line of thought. But perhaps your mother's shadow was...
I don't know for sure. But right before my mom died, she didn't seem right.
In what way?
No matter how much I talked to her, she wouldn't answer back. And she didn't jump into the road, it was more like she collapsed and fell in. That's why I thought what was written in the notes was real, and looked into it. I read books, checked theses that were released online. I even snuck into the networks of various research labs to look at their classified data.
That's why you're good at hacking. What kind of brain do you have?
But I didn't figure anything out. My mom's research was nowhere to be found. She was killed by someone, and her research was treated like it never existed. I bet it's them. Those adults in the black suits who read the fake suicide note. I'll never forgive them.
Futaba.
If I stay with you guys, I think I can find out more about that world. Then eventually, it might even lead to those men in black. It's a super personal reason why I want to join you. Is that okay? Or would I just be dead weight?
If anything, you're dependable. Ain't that right, Mona?
Why are you looking at me? Are you trying to say I'm inadequate?
Well, she was more useful than you, as a matter of fact.
Hey, that's inexcusable!
This is what our Phantom Thieves are like. But I hope we get along, Futaba.
Thanks.
Let's leave those two be. Why don't we lose no time and decide on Futaba's codename?
What's that?
It's not cool if we called each other by our real names.
Joker, Skull, Mona, Panther, Queen. And I'm Fox.
In Futaba's case... Hacker wouldn't be right, would it?
Mech?
PC?
No.
Why don't we go literal and call her Goggles?
Super lame. You've got no taste, kitty.
In your face.
Do you have any good ideas for Futaba's codename?
I'll curse you.
What would you want it to be, Futaba?
Oracle. With my vision, I'll guide you all to victory.
Sounds great!
And Futaba will be Oracle.
But man, I never even dreamed that the rumored Phantom Thieves would be so close.
Same goes to you. To think you'd be the daughter of a metaverse researcher. Talk about a mysterious fate.
Should we get going then?
Yep, let's go home.
Yes. The incident with Medjed seems to have been more effective than predicted. This should spur the Phantom Thieves' support even more now. I agree. There are effective ways to use the Phantom Thieves. Now would be the best time to dispose of unnecessary trash, whether they're connected to us or not.
Where have you been searching all along, confessing while alone and on, without the clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked: where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter. Ghost masquerade, hiding both face and mind, afraid for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter. What else should I be? Moments of calm, nothing left to be found. A mirror right in front of me, that's where I found an empty glass.
What?